Welcome to True Haunt Lore. Before we begin, understand this: what you are about to hear is not folklore, not a campfire story. These are documented accounts, drawn from military records, historical archives, and scientific investigation. This is the reality of the most besieged fortress in Great Britain. This is Edinburgh Castle. And before we go any further, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and join the archive, because some records are safer heard together. The wind up there feels wrong. Stand on the ramparts and listen. It does not howl, it whispers, like something trapped beneath the stone is trying to speak. For 900 years, this volcanic rock has absorbed blood, fear, and death. Historians confirm the castle has been attacked 23 times, but some believe it holds more than history. They call it the stone tape theory, the idea that intense human suffering imprints itself into the earth and replays over and over again. If that is true, then Edinburgh Castle is not just a fortress, it is a recording of terror. The first sign is the drum. The year was 1650. Scotland braced for invasion. Soldiers stood watch through thick fog when they heard it. Tat, tat, a military drum. They scanned the courtyard and saw him. A boy, no older than 16, pale skin, dark blue uniform, white straps across his chest, holding a snare drum. But where his head should have been, there was nothing, just a clean, severed neck. And still, he played. The sound echoed from everywhere at once. Loud, impossible, wrong. Multiple soldiers reported the same thing. Not a shadow, not a trick of light. A solid, headless boy beating a warning. Days later, the invasion began. Since then, the drumming returns before disaster. Always the same rhythm, always the same dread. Some say you feel it before you hear it, a tightening in your chest, like something ancient has noticed you. But the castle does not end at the surface. Beneath it, tunnels snake through the rock. One of them swallowed a man whole. Centuries ago, a narrow passage was discovered leading beneath the Royal Mile. Too tight for a group, so they sent one man, a piper. His instructions were simple: walk forward and play. Above ground, men followed the sound of his bagpipes through the streets. The music was clear, steady, guiding them until it stopped. No echo, no fading, just silence. They searched the tunnel. No collapse, no exit. The piper was gone. To this day, people hear faint bagpipes beneath the streets, drifting up through stone. A lonely sound, like someone still walking in the dark. Deeper still lie the vaults, stone chambers carved into the rock where prisoners of war were kept. Over 1,000 men crammed into darkness. Disease, starvation, despair, many never left. Visitors today report something else entirely. Hands grabbing ankles, hair being pulled, invisible force pushing them into walls. And then there is the Shadow Man, a figure darker than shadow itself. Tall, solid, watching. It does not walk, it glides. Some believe he was a guard, cruel in life, unchanged in death. And in those vaults, the air turns cold. Not a draft, something else. Then there is Lady Glamis, a noblewoman accused of witchcraft, falsely imprisoned, broken. In 1537, she was burned alive. Witnesses today report seeing her weeping, her face hidden in her hands. But what they feel is worse. Heat, sudden, blistering heat, like standing too close to fire, as if her final moments never ended. In 2001, Scientists tried to explain it. A controlled experiment. 240 volunteers. No knowledge of the hauntings. They were sent into different rooms. Over half reported encounters in the exact locations tied to historical trauma. Cold spots, shadow figures, the feeling of being watched. Rooms with no history remained silent. Even the skeptics struggled to explain it. And then the dogs. A small cemetery on the castle grounds. Quiet, peaceful at first glance. But visitors report a black dog glowing faintly, guarding the graves, growling at those who linger too long. Cameras fail there. Batteries die. Something does not want to be recorded. And the staff, they rarely speak on record. But off the clock, the stories come out. A hand on the shoulder in an empty room, lights moving through locked corridors. A metal gate crashing shut, though it has not moved in years, followed by footsteps marching. What makes this place different is not just the ghosts, it is the density. The past does not stay buried here. It presses upward, through stone, through time, through you. Skeptics will say it is wind or imagination. But that does not explain the drum, or the piper, or the people who walk in and leave changed. So if you ever stand on Castle Rock and the wind suddenly goes quiet, listen carefully. If you hear a drum, do not follow it. If you hear bagpipes beneath your feet, walk away. Because at Edinburgh Castle, the dead are not gone. They are waiting, and they are listening for you. If you want more documented encounters like this, like the video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what would you do if you heard the drum? So, after navigating the bloody and brutal history we just explored, the endless sieges, the witch trials, and the agonizing cries echoing from those deep, lightless dungeons, you're probably wondering, what exactly is the vibe at Edinburgh Castle today? Well, my personal take on this massive Scottish fortress right now is all about its breathtaking, deceptive charm. If you walk up the cobblestone path of the Royal Mile today, expecting to find an isolated, terrifying, haunted ruin, you will be completely surprised. During the daylight hours, this sprawling fortress and its historic stone architecture actually possess a remarkably serene and peaceful aesthetic. Overlooking the city from atop an extinct volcano, it feels incredibly cozy and majestic. Bathed in the afternoon sunlight, the castle and the surrounding old town genuinely look like a picturesque Thomas Kincaid-style painting of a historic European village. Today, it is one of the busiest tourist spots in the world, constantly filled with people admiring the stunning views and royal history. But honestly, from my perspective, that picture-perfect exterior is exactly what makes the true nature of Edinburgh Castle so deeply unsettling. The contrast is just jarring. You can be taking a beautiful photo on the sunlit upper battlements, but the moment you step down into the freezing, windowless stone vaults, where thousands of prisoners were kept, that suffocating dread rushes right back in. The phantom piper and the headless drummer aren't gone. They are just drowned out by the daytime crowds, waiting patiently for the sun to set over the rock. Edinburgh Castle proves that a beautiful stone fortress can still hold on to centuries of pain. Thanks for joining me on this case here on Rhyme's Journey, and I'll catch you in the next mystery.